is Christy. I am a daughter, I am a sister, I am a teacher, and I am living with FAP. Thank you for joining Topsy-Turvy-Me. In August of 2018, I went for a routine colonoscopy due to the fact that my father died of colon cancer. My brother has colon cancer and is a survivor of colon cancer. I was supposed to get routine colonoscopies since the late 90s, and becoming an adult and living my own life and not taking my health seriously, I kind of would skip the routine checkups and annual or yearly screenings. I was told that I would need to get colonoscopies once a year. 2010, I was living in Georgia, and my gastroenterologist told me to get genetically tested. So I moved to Florida, but then I went ahead and got genetically tested, and it was determined that yes, there was a mutation, but it was not significant, and there were really no findings that would let me know whether or not I would genetically end up getting colon cancer. So I moved back to Georgia in 2017. 2018, I went to my primary health care doctor, and he suggested, after seeing my blood work and lab results, that I go get another colonoscopy before returning back to him for another visit. So in late 2018, around August 1st, I actually went and got a colonoscopy done. When I woke up from that procedure, the doctor wanted me to get genetically tested. I informed him that I had already gotten genetically tested and there was no findings of significance. But you know, he kind of insisted that it got done, or it was, you know, followed up on. So I went ahead and took the steps to contact the geneticist, and she in turn called me back like a month later. It would have to be in September 2018, and informed me that basically 10 years ago there was no significant findings, but with research and with further testing, it is now evident that the mutation that I had, my genetic APC gene, or I have a mutation, and that mutation does in fact suggest that I will be getting colon cancer by the time that I reach 70, if not sooner. So upon hearing that information, I was then prompted by my gastroenterologist to go see a colon and rectal surgeon, because with as many polyps as he found during the colonoscopy, I think there was 33 in all, most of them, if not all, were precancerous. And so that kind of gave them So I followed up with the recommended colon and rectal surgeon that my gastroenterologist suggested I meet up with. And she in turn looked at my findings from the colonoscopy, and also suggested that I go ahead and go to a gynecologist to make sure that my ovaries were not affected with or infected with polyps. Because if so, then she told me that both the gynecologist and her and the colon and rectal surgeon could do their procedures at the same time, and therefore it would create one less surgery that I would have to do, if I would need to have a hysterectomy, as well as a colon, as well as my colon being removed. So within a couple of weeks, I went from the gastroenterologist to the colon and rectal surgeon to a gynecologist, um, to have those tests done and those scans done. I also had to get an EGD done. Pill cam had to be taken so that they could see um, the inside to see to my stomach, to see if there were any polyps within the, I guess, the digestive tract or within my stomach area. Not really sure, but all that was done, and I went back to the colon and rectal surgeon after all the tests were done that they said that I needed to have done, and it was determined that I would be able to get through the holidays. So I was told that I was going to be able to get through the holidays, after asking, like, okay, when does this all have to get done? I'm working as a teacher, and school is in, like, how soon are we talking? And so after hearing that question, the colon and rectal surgeon pretty much told me, look, you can get through the holidays, you can get through Christmas, you can get through New Year's, but you're gonna have to come back in shortly thereafter. And so that's what was done. I was able to get oh gosh, the EGD, the thyroid. I had to get my thyroid ultrasound done, because with FAP, other cancers are more likely to occur. And so the other cancers would be brain cancer, thyroid cancer, liver cancer in young children, stomach cancer, and just to make sure that everything was looked at prior to surgery, all those things had to be done in a short time frame. And so with working, I was able to kind of juggle my schedule and go get those scans done, and also work, and also try to enjoy the holidays. I get through the holidays, and it's time to set up the actual procedure of removing my colon. Now, it wasn't really certain if all of the colon had to be removed, or part of the colon would have to be removed. It wasn't determined whether or not I would be able to have my rectum, if some of it would need to come out, or if I could keep the rectum and none of it comes out. So up until the actual day of surgery, it was a touch and go kind of thing. Because my surgeon told me that she would not know which procedure she would need to do until she could see for herself and do a minor colonoscopy. So it was just coded as basically getting a partial colon removal, and that I would get a J pouch eventually, and I would need to have an ileostomy put in its place. So that was the game plan, and it was all scheduled for February 5th. So between January 1st to February 5th, I kind of planned for my job. I planned lesson plans for 6 weeks, because I was told that, you know what, after 6 weeks you should be able to return to work. At least that's what I initially thought. So I go through with the surgery. 6 weeks later, I have an ileostomy, and I am eager to get back to work, anxious, because dealing with the ileostomy is totally different it's like a whole new world in comparison to how I had lived for the last 40 years. Um, so it was a little adjustment with that, but it, it's doable, and it was done. And if you or someone you know has FAP, the only thing that I thought about, or that they need to think about, is whether or not they're willing to do whatever it takes to live longer on this earth. When it comes to your health, it's pretty much all you have is your health. And for me, the best thing was to do something that would kind of give me more time on earth, more time with my family and loved ones, and more time enjoying life. So it was no problem with saying, yes, I want to do the surgery. What options do I have? I'll take it. So I get the ileostomy done, put in. I have the ileostomy. I'm learning how to live with an ileostomy, and I am eager and anxious at the same time to get back to work. The end of January happens. February 5th, I have the surgery. The end of February occurs, and I see the doctor, and she's like, in 2 more weeks, I can do a test, and we can see if you're all healed up. And then once I get the A-OK that you're healed, then we can go in and give you the closure of your ileostomy. So hearing that news, it was kind of difficult, because it's like, okay, I have to go back through another surgery. This is more time away from work, and I have to go back through another surgery. So I took off more time from work, and I waited the 2 weeks, because it was determined that I had healed up enough to have the closure and to get a J pouch, and pretty much try to be able to live life as normally as I once knew it. So here we are. I went through with the ileostomy closure. I now have a J pouch, and I am scheduled to go back to work May 6th. I've been out of work since February 5th, and it is now May 6th tomorrow, and I will be going back to work. And I will at least be able to close out the school year with my kids, and I am so blessed. I can literally say that I am feeling great. I am nervous about tomorrow and how I'll do, as far as being able to get to the bathroom when I need to get to the bathroom, and my energy, stamina level, I am worried about, because I don't know. I don't know what I'll be able to handle, if I have the energy for 25 kids. I don't know. But I am determined to go in with a positive mind frame. I'm determined to go in and do my all and give my all, and to be as upbeat and happy as I can be, because I feel as if I'm blessed. I've been blessed with a second chance of life, because 10 years ago they told me it was insignificant. The mutation wasn't even probable that I would get colon cancer. And so in my mind, 10 years ago, it was, okay, it's not that important. And so 2018, here we are, 2019, And I realized and I found out that it was important. The mutation, the FAP, is important. It's life threatening. It can be life threatening. Yes, I still have other areas of my body that I would have to get annually checked, and that's okay. I know now the importance of getting those things looked at and screened, and hopefully tomorrow when I go back to work, I'll be well enough to do my job and be happy doing it. And I'll be able to continue teaching, something that I've done for the past 11 years. So we'll see how everything goes tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I've been doing hardly anything but recuperating since February 5th, and I'm ready to have my mind on other things than my health. There's only so much you can worry about. And when I tell you that I've worried and stressed and thought about things, it's a relief to know that I can put something else on my mind and I can focus on other things in my health, you know? So I just wanted to make this series Topsy-Turvy Health and carry you guys along with me as I learn more about FAP, as I learn more and more about the side effects of having FAP, the symptoms of having FAP, and the struggles that come with FAP. And hopefully you'll come along